Okay, so hopefully you can see my cute little person here. I don't want to move too close and I won't be able to draw. Okay, so this is a person and this is for Psychic Development Level 2. And what we're going to talk about today, which is something you're probably already aware of, but sometimes a drawing or a diagram or a visual helps you kind of make it really click. And the end result of this video is going to teach you sort of a little bit about the Akashic records, but that is not the focus. That's not the focus. Okay. So this is you. This is every person. Every human. Okay? There's you. So, I'm not saying this person is sleeping, but I just drew them like this. So this is their nose, their mouth is wide open. So we talked about in level 1 about the spitballs, right? So everything that you speak goes out to the universe. And do you remember it also goes in your aura? Okay. So that was just to demonstrate sort of how psychics retrieve information from clients or other people when you're in a crowd, right? Okay, so we're in our aura, we started with that. Now we're moving on to the next step where, let's say someone cuts me off on the highway. So I'm like saying some expletives that are not very nice. So when I say the words, okay, they start to get sort of sound waves. And then they finally go out into the universe, okay? Those are your sound waves. These are the words that you speak. So first they go into your aura, they stick in there, but then they go maybe harsh words are maybe not the best example, but this could be these are any words. These are like, I want a new truck. Want a new truck, goes in the universe hears that, and then manifestation, you have to do some things to get the truck drawn to you from the universe to your earth side, to this plane, okay? So then you have your thoughts, okay? So your thoughts from here, whatever you're thinking as well, little bubbles. There's still a vibration, okay? And then it goes to like people, strangers, people that you know. Thought goes out here. So everything is traveling this way. Eventually hits the universe, and on its way, can have some very strong effects on strangers and people that you know. So I don't mean to be on the negative side, but so like jealousy. I thought about, I really don't like that person. They're such a, and you keep going. Or if you have a conversation with someone about this, all of that goes out somewhere. So it doesn't just disappear, because your words and your thoughts are energy. So that means there's a vibration attached to them. It has to go somewhere. It just has to go somewhere, right? So either it lands on a person, whether you have positive or negative effects on that person, or you have positive or negative effects on here, right? So every single thing that you talk about, there's no exceptions to this rule, and everything you think, obviously the more tapped in of emotional charge they have would probably make them a little bit more big, a little larger, okay? Okay, so I'm sure you understand this, okay? So this shows you to be aware, conscious of what you're doing and saying and thinking at all times, because as you know from level 1, it goes in your aura, and then the psychic comes around and can pick them up and tell you what's going on in your life and how to maybe make things better for you. Hopefully they're not telling you bad things. Okay, then it also goes past the aura, obviously, and sometimes hits people along the way, okay? And then eventually goes to the universe, and then it usually comes back this way. So think of manifestation, you're putting it to the universe, right? In my first book, Unearth Your Intuition, we talk about that, where you put your order in on Amazon, universe being Amazon.ca, or Amazon.com from my California friends. Okay, and then you put it in, it goes out here, and then you do some things that you have to bring it back to. Sometimes you don't. Now, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but okay, so if we go down more with this person's long neck into their chest, right? This is the strongest form of energy that can be sent out to yourself and others, okay? But also, when you send out appreciation and unconditional love, right? Again, goes to the universe, can go to other people, and then can go back to you, right? What does this have to do with psychic learning, Jen? A lot. This, your heart, which you might have heard this before with like maybe heart math or whatever they want to call it, is a magnet that draws all of this awesomeness and kind of counteracts sometimes if you're doing negative things, okay, out into the world. If you send metta, which is loving kindness from your heart, this is an energy center that I think I discussed in level 1, where we talk about which chakras are you using when we're doing psychic work or spiritual work, or we're doing mediumship. We always go, oh, it's your third eye, right? So yes, you are, or your crown. Yes, those are very vital chakras. They're all very vital to this process, but it's the heart chakra and even the higher heart chakra too. If you can learn, if you can train your mind. I thought I had a green marker. I don't. So this is your little brain in here. Okay, there's your brain. That is also a vehicle. These need to work together, right? They need to work together to create a reality that you're wanting to create. Okay, so this has to be retrained. So when you're doing this psychic work and you're like, oh my God, I got it wrong, or I don't know what I'm doing, based upon beliefs that you have that have been imposed on you maybe since birth or past relationships or from your family members, whatever it is, this is programmed in here. Okay, so this needs to be deconstructed. A quick example of this would be, I used to be a very negative person, or what I deem to be a very negative person. And I used to have negative thoughts all the time. Nothing good ever happens to me. Why bad things always happen to me. Just my luck. I never win anything. Da 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 da. Boom, 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 right? So then one day, I'm not sure what happened, but it clicked for me that these two things were not functioning according to the divine laws of positive energy, unconditional love. I don't know. I don't actually know the moment that this happened. Maybe this is your moment right here. I don't know. But appreciation. So you know the scale of emotion. So up here would be appreciation would be the highest vibration that you can emit. You can emit these on purpose consciously, and the lowest would be, I forget. I don't quote me. I don't have the chart in front of me. But like, just say jealousy is around the bottom, or like, okay. So the scale of emotion is the frequency that you are resonating from this most important place. So if you can learn and train your mind, which doesn't make any sense, you want to train your heart at the same time too, but if you can train your mind to first notice what thoughts that you're having in your mind, and you've heard this from other teachers, like you know this, you've heard this many times on YouTube. Somehow you have to trick your brain and train your brain, like we're training you for psychic development, train your mind to be aware of your thoughts so that you're not sending them out that are negative, and you're not talking negatively about yourself or the work that you're doing, and that you always be mindful and train your heart as well. So inside of you is, you have to recall, when have you had a moment where you felt so much love and appreciation for someone or something someone's done for you, and you have to get inside of yourself through meditation, and you have to go into your heart, and you have to start to make a feeling. You have to create the feeling of appreciation. So you have to find it in there. It's already in there. Okay? And so you find that, and then you practice. So then what you start to do is this. You learn how to send this out, appreciation, and it gets bigger, even bigger than these things. And when you send that out into the universe and other people, it comes back tenfold to you of whatever you're trying to change in your life, develop in your life. Believe it or not, this whole confusing story about your heart, appreciation, and emitting this out consciously on purpose as much as you can when you're driving, because it sends out the waves, is going to start to change all of this by osmosis, or whatever the word is I'm looking for here. But first you have to become aware of this, and you have to become aware of this first. Your mind, thoughts, usually they're negative. Or notice when you have a really positive thought, be like, yay me, I thought something positive. And I spoke something positive, then this gets activated even more, but you can do this first. You can learn how to consciously appreciate every single thing in your life. And if you've ever taken a mediumship class, especially with me, you know that I talk about almost every week and try to drill it in my students' heads that you need to be appreciative of everything that you have. If you can appreciate what I'm trying to do, if you can appreciate, you being here, the money that you got so that you can pay for these classes, if you stop being appreciative and you start feeling appreciation, I'm not saying you lower your vibration, but you drop down to, here or here. So this can bring everything you want to you. The good thoughts, the good words, coming back to you, good thoughts and good words, and then using your heart. So hopefully this wasn't too confusing, and this is actually not what I was going to talk about, but I knew today, and it's also Saturday, I'm not supposed to be working. I knew today that I needed to teach you something, and I know this is not new information. This is not something that is new, right? You can Google anything about, you can watch Joe Dispenza videos, you can watch whatever. This all has to do with what you're doing in spirit school. You might think it's very technical, there's a skill, and I got to play a game, and I need to set my homework. Without this, there's no point, okay? Without this, knowing this and being aware of this, I'm not saying give up or anything, but this has to be the main driving force behind your work, okay? So appreciation, learning how to emit that onto a situation, learning how to emit unconditional love. Maybe you don't even know what that feels like, or you have forgotten because it's been so long since you've consciously just not made a list of, gratitude is different. It's a good thing to do, but gratitude and appreciation are two different vibrations in my opinion. In my experience, as appreciation is the strongest thing. So whenever I do that, say I want something, say I want to have money for a trip. So a month or so in advance before I'm going to make any plans about this, I do this almost 24/7. Falling asleep, going for a drive, wherever I'm doing, I'm emitting this all day consciously. I don't know who said this, but I think it's Abraham Hicks. 30 days of doing this constantly will bring you everything you ever wanted. Okay? So I'll take a picture of this and I will post it. And there's your lesson for week 2 in psychic development level 2. And maybe this should have been the first lesson, but it's here now. And again, it's not new information. You can access any information, and all this is inside of you already. All of this is inside of you already. So there you go. I'll see you in the next lesson.